In 1905, Russian history would entail the horrific stories of Bloody Sunday, Potemkin Mutiny, the massacre in Odessa, and several riots across the country. But amongst the bloodshed and fear, a remarkable individual was born. February 2nd, 1905, in St. Petersburg, a young woman bared a child she named Alisa Zinovievna Rosenbaum. The world would come to know her as Anne Rand. The experiences of youth from the tyranny of communist regime in Soviet Russia were paramount in Anne's moral philosophy and a powerful influence that made her one of the most controversial figures of the 20th century. On April 18, 1936, Anne Rand published her first novel titled We the Living.
We the Living is as near an autobiography as I will ever write. It is not an autobiography in the literal, but only in the intellectual sense. The plot is invented, but the background is not.
We the Living is the story marking the journey of a young woman fighting for her independence against Soviet oppression.
It is not a novel about Soviet Russia. It is a novel about man against the state. This is a story about dictatorship, any dictatorship, anywhere, at any time. Whether it be Soviet Russia, Nazi Germany, or, which this novel might do its share in helping to prevent, a socialist America.
We the Living's pages reach out to the world, becoming a bestseller in areas such as war-torn fascist Italy. A leading motion picture director in Italy took on the project of recreating We the Living across the silver screen. The results of this production would become an epic battle of the existence and survival of a motion picture masterpiece.
It was made illegally, suppressed by a hostile government, cheered and honored, then banned at the height of its success and forgotten for decades.
Before production of the film, acceptance into the fascist society was not the only concern. In order to secure the movie rights, Scalera Films had to seek Ayn Rand's permission, but during time of war, there would be no tolerance for negotiation with an American author. Scalera Films knew the influence this film would have on their society, therefore they stole the story.
It was actually a cheat and a fraud. Because of the war, we couldn't buy the rights. The Fascist Ministry of Culture set up a special law as far as negotiations for rights, copyrights, or anything else with enemy countries. Do what you have to do. Do the film, take the book, use it, we'll worry about it later.
After issues in 1942 production with script rewrites, location permits, and intensive oversight by the government, We the Living became an enormous box office hit in Rome. Unfortunately, the film was recognized for going against Mussolini's government. Therefore, in the beginning of 1950s, the film was banned and directed to be demolished. Though tragedy seems to have struck again, this was not the end of their classic Italian film. Scalera studio chief had placed the negatives in hiding and sent negatives of another film to the government for destruction. The film would not be seen again until its world premiere in 1986 at Colorado's Telluride Film Festival. Besides marvelous rogue tales of thievery and deceit, the story of We the Living has survived its struggle for existence and infiltrated many book clubs and bookstores around the world. Over 2 million copies have been sold, and the count continues on today. From the printing press to the silver screen and all the fans in between, there isn't a better way to celebrate Ayn Rand's success. It took the courage of an individual to escape from a repressive government and warn the world against dictatorship and the importance of individuality. It'll take the world to remember the individual.